Namaste, everyone. We are back with another episode of Flames of Enlightenment. Today's guest speaker is actually a surprise speaker. I don't think many of you know he is behind the scenes and he has done a tremendous amount of contribution towards the Hindu society and the temple at large, and he is continuing to do for the New Education Center. So, without much further ado, Mr. Byron Byraiah, Uncle, please share some information. You also wanted to give an homage to our founding members, so I'll let you go with that first.
Yeah, well, thanks, Archana. As Archana said, my name is Byron Byraiah, my wife Janaki, and my two daughters, Purna and Geeta, and two grandchildren, Anita and Nikhil. And I went to school back in India, Vishweshwaraya Engineering College, graduated in electrical engineering, came to this country, went to school in Whitewater and Milwaukee, and started my journey as a professional electrical engineer. And before I start my navigation into this interview, we pay homage to some of these people who essentially founded this organization. Late Shanti and P.C. Manglek, parents of Kanakdat. Late Dr. Kumud Sane, she is one of the founders of HSMN, and also she served as tech chairman. And late Anandi Balasubramaniam, she and her husband Bala were responsible to get all the icons made in India and brought here. And she was also first she was a trustee and first family to donate $100,000 for Varadaraja temple. And late Professor Ned Mohan, he was a volunteer and in this temple for a number of years. He was serving as the head of the electrical department in the University of Minnesota. And another person I want to remember is Satya Kumar. He was a trustee, and in the old temple he was very active, and he moved away and passed away later on. And also, I want to be ever grateful to these following people who made my journey in this temple easier. Dr. Kusum Saxena, Krishna Saxena, Dr. Kumud Sane and Shashikant Sane, Raj and Shakun Maheshwari, Umesh and Anjali Singh, Wali Swami, Palani Swami, Narendra Venkata, Dr. Kamal Sehgal, Dr. S.K. Das, Mahendranath, and many more donors and all other volunteers.
Thank you, Uncle. I mean, it is such an honor for me to be hearing the names. We have heard them in passing. You actually had to meet with them, and you had the, the ability to meet and connect. They influenced you. When we were talking as we were preparing for this interview, you had mentioned that there were certain individuals who actually mentored you and groomed you into being able to work in this temple activities. So maybe you could shed some light on those, experiences which led to being who you are.
One of the persons I have great admiration, and I actually called her several times as an older sister to me, and Dr. Kumud Sane. She was a well-known doctor in this town, and especially taking care of the teenage girls' health issues. And she was a very good endocrinologist, and myself was a diabetic, and she used to give me a lot of tips how to take care of myself. But in the Hindu society, she was a founder, one of the founders, and she wanted, for some reason, she helped me to navigate in this temple group essentially, and she was one of those who started the head school and a youth camp, and they also let me see. She essentially mentored not only me but other people also. This one, she was a great lady, very smart lady coming from India. In those days, I think very few girls went to medical school in those days. So she was very nice person to everybody, and so she helped me a lot personally.
Yeah, that's so good to hear. If I'm not mistaken, I think they also donated the contribution towards the kitchen and the dining hall.
No, that is
Saxena.
no, Saxena's.
Okay.
The Kumud Sane and Sashikant Sane, they donated money for Ganesha temple,
Okay.
and not only their contribution, but also they got involved in the purchase of this land. Actually, I have to mention three names in the purchase of this land. Three families essentially: Kusum and Krishna Saxena, and Kumud and Shashi Sane, and Mahendranath. And these are the three families. In fact, Mahendranath never saw this land before we purchased this land. And he heard from somebody, and he himself, being a real estate agent, paid deposit and entered into a purchase agreement. That was in 1998. And actually, they started in their process in December 1997, and he entered into a purchase agreement in January of 1998, and I was the president in that year, 1998, and so we went through all the process, and we purchased this land in August of 1998. Mahendranath was one of these persons, and myself, the signature on behalf of the Hindu Society to buy this land. And so at that time, there was nothing here. All it is a boonies. Maybe you can find some squirrels and deer and wild the birds or whatever you call. And that's all what it was. And farm land. So people used to, some of the people, without knowing anything, they used to ridicule us. What made you to go to the Bonies? Who is going to come there if you build a temple? That's how they actually. I just want to give you this unforeseen events. Essentially, when we bought the land, Pradhan Swami and myself went to city of Maple Grove. That was in 1998, and met a development planner in the city. And he looked at us, both of us, two brown guys, short people. He didn't understand what we were talking about anyway. So he said, he heard that we were planning to build a temple. And he said, he pulled out the zoning ordinance, made 2 copies and gave it to us, saying that come in year 2020. This is 1998, we went there. He says, come in 2020. And I said to myself, do you think I would be living at that time? Type of thing. So that was, the reason was there were no utilities, there was nothing paved road here to build anything. All it is a corn field. And then we applied for the building permit, essentially, to build this one. The first thing the Planning Commission did was they did not approve our application, send it to the city council. So we had to work with the city council, mayor, city council members. Finally, we got through. That's where Komatsani, Shashikansani, all of these people, they used to come and meet with all these mayors and council members. So we convinced them we need to build the temple. So that was in September 2003, they approved this project. But after that, the attorney that we had, Hindu Society attorney, Godi Johnson, he sent a letter, kind of a reminder to the Hindu Society, saying that you cannot build this temple here. There is no way you will get a paved road. There are no utilities, no sewer line, no electricity, nothing. So it was a warning. So, and then the other one is with all these things, we are going to build the temple. So we selected a temple sthapati. Happens to, I came across, he was building a temple in Des Moines. I went there and saw his work, even though it was not elaborate. So we didn't know anybody else. So his name was Devarajan. He agreed to build the temple. We entered into an agreement with him. That was in February 2003. And then in May 2003, he had an accident in Chicago. He died on the spot. So there you go. We started all over again. So first Muttaya Sthapati came here in 1998, gave us some rough sketch of what the temple needs to be. And he was so busy, he was unable to agree for temple construction at that time. But Swami knew him personally. He convinced him to build the temple. So went back, and he was the one who came here and built the temple. We had 15 Shilpis, and Ganga is one of those who's still here. So that's how...
Ganga is like for everything.
Yeah, everything. And so that's what happened. We bought the land from Braun family, and Frank Braun, a retired professor from the University of Minnesota Education Department, he is 97 years old now. And I have an article that I gave you. Hopefully you can put it on somewhere. People can read some of these things. And this Braun family came from Europe, I think German heritage, if I'm not mistaken. And he was the third generation, actually. And so they bought this land, and when they came here, there were all a bunch of trees. So they had to pull out all the trees and created a farmland. Then we bought this land for $550,000, 80 acres of land. None of us had heard 80 acres of land. In India, if you own 10 acres, you are a big farmer. So anyway, so I was fabricated, when I saw this land, 80 acres. Mahendranath essentially said, if you guys can't buy this one, I'll buy it myself, type of thing. But anyway, so we got the land, and then hired an architect, Leo Daly, Sarah Leach and Instrument of Leo Daly. And the architects, a lot of these local architects didn't know anything about Hindu architecture. So we had to buy all these books and give it to them, how to study all of this. And they did a very good job. I call it as Midwest architecture without the Indianization, just a building like this. So they designed very well. And you got all these classrooms, and now we are going to have a new school. And the temple area, you got a 30-foot high ceiling in the Varadaraja temple area, and the other one 17 feet high. The big focus people have to remember, like some of you, when you go there, the Varadaraja temple, his eyes and the nose point directly to true east. So if you draw a line from the central line of Varadaraja, central line goes through the door. There is a two-leaf door in the center of the. So there is actually a line you can see, even with those granites and other things. So that's how precise this is designed. So, and then after the design was done, we hired a Roshan construction company to build this temple. They did a very good job. And in fact, the same contractor is going to build the education center also. Meanwhile, while we were doing all of this planning, design, and construction, the biggest challenge was the money part of it, funding. So that was very hard. All these people, the old timers like Kumutsane, Kusum, Krishna Saxon, all of these people got involved. Mahendranath himself, he came forward to donate large sum of money. Essentially, he donated money for the auditorium. So almost $500,000. That was a big boost. So many people came forward. Still, we borrowed the money to complete the construction. And it took a while. When I became the chairman in 2012 and 2013, that was the challenging time. There was not much of money available. And Kumutsane helped me to, actually she said, I will be supporting you, don't worry about it. So we came up with a strategy here in business school called Devotee Source Fund, DSF loan. And that loan it did wonders. People who had 10,000, 5,000, 100,000, they can loan the money to the temple for a nominal interest. So that's how we essentially borrowed almost half the loan that we had, paid off that one. And the other, within about 3-4 years, we paid off the loan from the bank. We kept the DSF loan. So
we still continue that principle.
The same principle for the school.
Yeah.
So we paid off. In fact, we borrowed the money, DSF loan, for the staff quarters. That was paid off in 4 years. So we used to pay rent for all these priests to live in an apartment. Mm-hmm. Now devotees funded this one. We don't have to pay anything. So it's in the society owns this free of loan.
That is so good.
So yeah, we are saving a lot of money for not paying the rent for the priests and Ganga and all of these people.
Yeah.
So and then the another thing I have to mention is when we had the Diwali function, first time in the history of Hindu society, we did this one in the Minneapolis Convention Center. I couldn't even believe at the time whether we could do all those things. And I think Sushmi was the president, and I was the chairperson. And there were like 2,000 or some people attended this one. And then next year, we did it in somewhere in the school, and Mark Dayton, the governor of Minnesota, attended that Diwali function. And also one thing I forgot to mention, this temple was officially opened by the governor of Minnesota. What is his name? Tim Pawlenty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I don't think there is any picture posted anywhere here. Some of you should find and put it in. This was the first time. And we didn't have all the temples opened, only few temples opened at that time. So that was remarkable. Now everybody comes here, senators and governors. And,
mayors.
When we started, even the governor's wife, what is his name? Jesse Ventura's wife didn't want to come. That's how we were not known anywhere.
Yeah.
Now everybody knows Hindus, Hindu temple, Hindus.
Yeah.
Everybody.
So I think, we have like a lot of history. We almost will take hours to complete.
Yep.
However, before we close, I do want to say, what's your message for our next generation as we wrap up?
Yeah, the message to all of you, Tarun, and your friends and everybody, don't, get a good education. That's what we were, you don't have a lot of money floating around for you, then you don't have to do anything type of thing. Get the best education in whatever you want to do. But I want you guys to focus on the being in the, not working for somebody. Be yourself, whether it's starting a business on your own, and or I actually wish some of you should try to become the president or vice president or somebody. Then you can help millions of people. That's what I would like you guys to have a goal in life. So
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Uncle. It was an honor. It was really inspiring. And the story about our temple, we will be posting a few of the links. We are going to try to digitize. We have a lot of content which Uncle has been graciously handed over to us. So we will work on it and expect to see some more around it. But thank you. As we wrap up, I am enlightened with knowing so much about the history, and watch for another episode which we may be doing very focused on the history of the temple and some of the nuances and the challenges. But as we go today, please bear the message of what Uncle has shared with us, not only just focusing on your education, but see what you can do for a bigger picture and become more in a way that you can contribute to the community in a much more meaningful way. So thank you. Until next time, namaste.
Yep. Thank you.